Today we are back in the video today we gonna play some Madden 24 and Kenny's my favorite right now. By the way, he's on the Raiders, my favorite team. I don't know why he just stole my team, man. But you know,
they want to try and put points on the board.
Gotta make a move. Hey man, and I was like, fooling my boy.
Okay, let's restart. So
no, we're not. Let's restart.
That means you forfeit.
That means you done. That's when you done.
Shut up, bro.
Let me get $100 real quick.
I'll just go.
Hey, Mason, I want to play this all game. Mason probably can put up 100.
Put up 126 on the day, right? That'd be embarrassing.
Well, if Sherman called Mason trash, all Mason got to do is come to this game and tell him, you remember that time when I beat you 126?
But if I make a comeback though.
Comeback. 100 points.
About 6 touchdowns. 7 probably.
He gonna need about 9 touchdowns.
Nigga, Mason, you started at 100 points. Mason sold them 100 points. Doing that, you doing all that good offensive and defense.
I pull up with the sting. I shoot him up like me. They call me Mr. Ching.
They call you Mr.
That's too damn easy for you, Mason, bro.
Somebody said, your mama. That's what I said to her.
She called me dog.
Oh,
Hey, Mason still got a whole other 4 quarter and a third quarter. And that nigga almost already at 8.
Duvernay now, gonna bring it out.
Look at this fucking.
Mason probably only gonna make it to 90 points. I bet that Mason probably only at 90 points.
Nah, it's higher, right?
And he gonna have 95 points.
That's not what they got though.
I mean 85.
85.
He'll let it go deep.
Coke butter cheese. Coke butter cheese.
Oh my God.
Coke butter cheese.
Alright, if he scored another touchdown, he gonna have 95 points.
He just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
Ty Detmer. He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. 233 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Gotta go. Back to Mixon on first down. And despite the fancy footwork we saw, they'll get to him just inside the 15. Stopped by the safety, Kyle Hamilton. Now a 2nd and 6.
Hey, gotta go.
Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Throw left side, complete. That's Boyd. Touchdown! Joe Burrow with a touchdown connection to Tyler Boyd. And the Bengals get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the...
That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 61 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure. Of 6.
Henderson dropped down to 8 sacks last season, but don't get lost in that number. Still had 3 forced fumbles and remains a game wrecker on the edge of Cincinnati's line.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted.
And my goodness, another interception.
And the Bengals are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. They'll start out here with a jet sweep.
And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
A bit of a jump there. It's the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
Here we go. And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down at the 38-yard line.
Once again, they run with Mixon.
And not much room to speak of. They'll get about 3 up to the 41.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's going to have the Bengals first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll take this into the end zone for Bengal TD.
Joe Mixon,
52 yards.
And the Bengals will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Burrow and the Bengals offense staying put. They'll go for 2 here. They'll try and throw for it. And that's caught at the 2. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
Duvernay now going to bring it out. And they will be backed up deep. Trouble here as they're going to start this drive at the 6.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Now Jackson. He completes it to Beckham. And they work this out past the 25. A good pickup there at 22.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. A collegiate star here in the Buckeye State, it's J.K. Dobbins. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Jackson. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that's caught inside the 30. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Odell Beckham, 66 yards. And the Ravens get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. And CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here, but it may be cliche, but give them credit for this. They've continued to fight and scratch and claw, and they get the touchdown here. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. They'll be looking to get in the end zone again. Had the touchdown, as you see, last drive on 4 carries. And during the break, we were looking at some of the replays from the previous drive. Really good holes created, great space.
Yeah, I like the observation you had, though, during that break about, okay, they've got to do something to slow down their runners. So is it bringing in more defensive linemen? Is it dropping in extra linebackers? What are you going to do? Personally, I'm going to take my safety and drop him into the box. I'm going to have at least 7 in there until he shows that he can beat me through the air. Yeah. I've got to slow down the running game.
I was just going to say, you'll take the exposure in the passing game over the top until you can prove that you can stop the running game.
Sometimes you go cold because you haven't thrown it in a while. Let's see if he can heat up again.
They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take.
He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Bengals. Jamar Chase, 44 yards. And the Bengals continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. Now they empty the backfield and motion the man left. Burrow looking to pass. Complete at the 1. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
That one good for 37 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And Jackson throwing once more. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. That's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not entered.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from a yard out. And the Ravens are able to claw one back. Jackson and the Ravens still on the field. They'll go for 2. He'll drop to throw. And this is caught, so they do get the 2. Still a very large deficit, but maybe something to feel a little better about.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And able to get this out to the 25. There's a look at receiver Jamar Chase as the Bengals get set to go on offense.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our teams.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Inside the 10. Jamar Chase. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 74 yards. Now the bank. First of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Well, that didn't take long. 1 play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. On the move to his left. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Burrow punching it in from a yard away. And the Bengals are pouring it on.
McPherson on for the point after.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum,
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback and give him a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is going to have a Ravens first down, and this is going to wind up being not just a conversion, but a play that flips the field as well. Here's Jackson. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
To throw again is Jackson. Over the middle to Beckham. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal. To throw is Jackson. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. Well, CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about or really grasp onto in this game. They've been dominated, but at least they get a late touchdown here, something positive to put on film for them. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. And, oh, that's one he's going to want back. A poor kick. It heads straight out of bounds.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking.
And not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the field position for your defense.
Gun.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's... He fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. On 2nd down, here's Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. And now what's this? They fake the spike. He'll throw it. And that is going to wind up incomplete. So they try to hit him with something you don't see too often, but it doesn't work out.
Oh, that was taking a big risk there. They faked the spike, hoping to catch a defense napping, and they weren't. In the end, this does wind up stopping the clock. But now you're looking at a 4th down.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he is going to have a Ravens first down, and he'll have it by plenty, as it turns out to be a big gainer there on 4th down.
First down, Ravens.
Here's Jackson to throw. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And they're going to get it. They bring it down to sack back at the 16-yard line. Logan Wilson able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach